I went to prison at 19 years old. You know, I got into gangs when I was about 15, 16, and started just running around doing what people do who are involved in those things, especially teenagers. Ended up dropping out of school, ended up going to prison for murder at the age of 19. I just had turned 19, and I didn't come home till I was just about to turn 39. There were things that would happen too that would make me realize, like, damn, I look at who my mom is, who my dad is. Like, I was one of the rare ones that had their dad in their life.
Right.
Like, I had it the other way where my mom was the one that left, but I ended up having someone who raised me. But I'm like, damn, I wasn't meant to be like this.
Throw your hands up if you with it, drop it.
Thank you for joining another episode of Locked Up and Locked Out, the podcast. I have my distinguished guest, Mr. Lou. For those that may not know, and you can give him your real name and everything as you see fit. But you're a near and dear friend of mine. We had the distinct pleasure of, unfortunately, a meeting behind that G wall.
Mm-hmm.
And tell them a little about your story, man.
Yeah, so everybody calls me Lou. My real name is Mattei Jr. And I now have a son who I named Mattei Jr. as well. It's a whole thing behind that. But anyway,
We won't get into it.
I went to prison at 19 years old. You know, I got into gangs when I was about 15, 16, and started just running around doing what people do who are involved in those things, especially teenagers. Ended up dropping out of school, ended up going to prison for murder at the age of 19. I just had turned 19, and I didn't come home till I was just about to turn 39.
Now, was you accused, falsely accused, or?
Nah, I did it.
Okay.
It was me.
How did that transform you? How did that affect you moving forward in life, personally?
I feel like when we're forced to pump the brakes on ourselves,
Yeah.
and like every distraction in life is just shut out.
Right.
Every responsibility is shut out. You're forced to just deal with yourself.
Yeah. That
So-
hard look in the mirror.
Yeah, so it was like there were things that would happen too that would make me realize, like, damn, I look at who my mom is, who my dad is. Like, I was one of the rare ones that had their dad in their life.
Right.
Like, I had it the other way where my mom was the one that left, but I ended up having someone who raised me. But I'm like, damn, I wasn't meant to be like this. Something gotta change.
In what regards, like
So-
the dynamics of the family, or just you growing up, moving around, trying to figure out what life is about?
I feel like at home, there's always one code that we're raised with. Someone will raise us with respect, right?
Yes.
Someone is around to say what is right and what is wrong. But then we step outside and things change. Because there's a whole different system, there's a whole different code that, yeah, those things that we're taught at home fit to survive those environments. But when we decide to dive into those environments, those principles are looked at as weaknesses at times.
So, would you say peer pressure?
Absolutely.
Not believing in yourself enough to separate yourself?
Not really taught to believe in myself.
That's powerful.
You know, there's always the low expectations of us
Right.
in our communities, and it's crazy that it wasn't until I went to prison that a teacher, after I took a test, was like, "You know you're exceptionally smart. Like, this isn't normal. Like, I don't like for people in here. Nah, how'd you get here?" And wanted to know my story.
Right. And that leads me to the next question. Going in at the age of 19, how many years did you do?
I did. So I ended up going in and serving like total 1 month shy. No, excuse me, 2 months shy of 20 years.
Wow, 20 years. So how did coming from doing what you want to do, no holds barred, to going to prison and dealing with structure, you know what I'm saying? Not in its best way, but to conform within the prison and then find yourself and carve your own trail out, so to speak.
My journey was a little weird because the first place they sent me from High Bond was to Northern, and this is when the gang program was really the gang program over there, and they, you're supposed to phase up to Northern. They automatically deemed me a safety threat, and it's not like I came in and I was a problem in prison,
Right.
like in High Bond or anything. I was chilling, I was low key, and they just grabbed me.
Still.
So going there, it was dealing with structured chaos.
Right.
Like, we would see times where they would pop the wrong doors at the right time, so to
Right.
speak,
Right.
to see things go on. That kind of kept me all the time on point, want to
Right.
know what's going on. I hear any doors open, I'm down off my bunk looking out, see what's going on. Once I went up the way, things changed.
Right.
But I also had like good people giving me good advice. Like the
Right.
first, when I first got sentenced, I had a friend who was from the same block as me. He's a little older, and he was the only one they would allow into the cell with me after I got sentenced because I was just sitting there out. My mom was screaming and crying, like,
Right.
so that broke me down. And he's just like, yo, focus on the door. From day one, just focus on the door, bro. Don't forget all that other stuff. You smart, finish school, do what you gotta do. And he started like breaking down what it's like to do a bid to me.
So focus on the door. For those that may not know, what does that mean?
No matter how much time they gave me to focus on my freedom, because
Yes.
it's eventually gonna come.
Yes.
They initially sentenced me to 30 years.
Right.
So granted, it's a long time, but there was a day when freedom was gonna come.
Right, right.
So I had to be prepared for that.
And it's ascertainable. Yeah. And what type of programs or self-reflecting do you think, or was it a combination of these things that shaped you into the man that you are today?
So first and foremost was my faith, man.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a man of God. I'm a Christian.
Yes.
My faith in Jesus was everything to me because as I started to grow, man, I started to see like myself and like not wanting to play roles, but seeing myself in biblical characters because of the character of the
Right.
man and what he was going through. Like, for instance, Joseph. We know about
Right.
Joseph.
Trial was Job.
Joseph had favor everywhere he went, so that's what I was trying to do. Use the gifts God gave me to put myself in positions of favor.
Right.
And like, first went to school. That was a big thing to me.
Right.
I got my GED with honors. Then when I started doing programs, I was the youngest one that they were selecting to be a peer mentor. So that kind of meant something to me, and it put people in my life that helped build me up.
Right. Right.
And then also it was just being around older dudes like yourself who've been around for a while already, who's just like still walking around happy. Yeah. The door doesn't seem like it's right there.
Right.
But y'all still walking around happy. Yo, come on, let's go work out. Let's go play ball. Let's go do this. You need to talk about family. Let's sit down and talk about this. Those things were important.
Let's over some books. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Always something to learn, man.
Absolutely.
So that kind of sped time up for me.
Right, right. It's important, like, you are what you eat.
Absolutely.
If you're eating nonsense, nonsense become you. If you're eating nutrition, food that's nourishing the body, it's going to show. And it's showing and it's displaying itself by each and every day that you're out here doing the right thing with your family, and your children. How is that like that transition? Because being so young, then coming out a full-fledged adult, with full-fledged adult issues, and then piecing your life together. How was that transition? And did you see or people placing their problems on you, or did you feel unwanted?
That's funny you say that. And we talked about this on the inside, how sometimes we call home and the other person will go as soon as you call.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it'll be like, you have 1 minute left. And they'll be like,
You just
they'll break
chill.
out of it like, oh, so how you been?
Yeah.
We just been that sounding board.
Right.
Because we had the time to internalize things
Right.
and be like, you know what? I don't have all these distractions in life. I could take your problem and say, okay, here's some options to solve it.
Right.
Well, now I'm home. I got my own problems.
Right.
Like, I came home to, basic messy family stuff going on that had nothing to do with me,
Right.
but I was the trusted in between. And then I was going through my own stuff with my child, who was
Right.
an adult, adjusting to me being home,
Right.
and me adjusting to her. So I had to sit my family members down like, yo, and I love y'all, but I can't be your problem
Right.
solver anymore.
Right.
I got my own stuff I'm dealing
Right,
with.
right,
And
right.
they for the most part respected that.
See, that's a blessing, because many times unwanted people place these expectations that either you're that old individual that runs to the fire, or the person that has the solutions to put the fire out, but not understanding the fire that's going on in your own internal life. And it don't have to be a full blaze. You know what I'm saying? 3-family blaze where the whole house is on fire. But it's a fire nonetheless that needs to be attended to. And coming home, you need the detox. It's a detox that needs to be happening, which is not happening, because you've yet to unload the baggage of being there, now being back here. And not just being back here, but being in the present, doing all the things, you know what I'm saying, that a stand-up citizen should do. A person that's re-submerging himself with society.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because I've asked this to several brothers only because I went through it. And I feel like I want to get your take on it. You know how when we were in there, we're always fighting legal stuff and stuff.
Yeah.
And we used to hearing the word no.
Right.
It's like, oh, I got denied again. All right, whatever. Next step. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Did you find that in setting your life up, the small no's out here were way more frustrating?
I think for me, it was a sense of, where's my next fight? Because we've been in fight mode so long, not to be in a fight is not regular. You know what I'm saying? It's not logical. You know what I'm saying? So it's like something to pour all my fire into. You know what I'm saying? Like, into your question, I didn't find the no's more challenging out here as it is me saying, I'm gonna show you you're wrong. Like, I gotta prove a point, you know what I'm saying, to let you know that you're very much wrong and telling me no.
I mean, like even in the simple stuff, it was weird. Like from my license, right?
Oh.
I had to, or for my ID, not even my license. I had to go to the DMV 3 times because they would give me one part of information and then come back and I'd be like, I brought what you told me. Oh, but you didn't bring this other thing
Right,
that I
right,
didn't tell
right.
you about. And I felt like it frustrated me way more than it should have.
Right,
Like I
right,
didn't
right.
go off on a lady or
Right.
nothing, but for me internally, it was like an overwhelming
Yeah,
frustration
yeah.
for a minute. And I was like, man, that's usually, we're not used to that. It's just like, oh, all right, next step.
See, and I believe that's where we have to go and seek therapy, because it's a deeper issue. You know what I'm saying? We have these unforeseen triggers, and we don't know what trigger we have until we know. You know what I'm saying? Like I have some type of a post on what the possibilities can be of me going off, or me having a hard time rationalize what you know. I love compartmentalizing everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to, like this box, to be able to really rationalize and structure the issue at hand. Like it has to be some type of clarity. But then you understand what I'm saying? Like when we're faced with a disappointing visit, or somebody not coming up when they say they're on their way. You know what I'm saying? I think we all dealt with something like that. You know what I'm saying? And you like sitting there ready, like, yo, man, calling, yo, what happened? And you get some corny reasoning, you know what I'm saying?
You done Miss Jen.
Yeah.
Dude's coming back
Yeah.
like, how was your visit, bro? Like, y'all don't even want to hear about it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Oh, he ain't get it, you know what I'm saying? Yo, so coming here to a free society, you're only free as your mind. So, with knowing that, we have to really take care, because it's fragile. And not in the sense that, you know, any little thing I'm gonna shatter, but enough of anything can make the damn weekend. So we must be diligent and constantly work on ourselves and bettering ourselves, and have like-minded people around us that enriches our life and we enriching theirs. It goes hand in hand. So it's like a lot of missed opportunities between brothers coming home and being the best specimen of their self moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have the full understanding of a picture of what you're looking at, a sense of clarity, this is what this is, then it's a missed opportunity. And we can't afford to miss anything at this point. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to be spot on.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't started the race late.
yeah, exactly. How was like coming home and dealing with people that feel as though they have an issue with you being home, or
I really haven't had that.
that's a blessing, man. That's a blessing.
I didn't have anybody opposing my commutation or
Yeah,
anything.
right. to be able to come home and do the right things is great, man.
The only opposition I had was the halfway house staff.
Oh my God. And what was that like?
I mean, they weren't prepared for somebody who had done time, like a lot of time,
Right.
and had a plan and people behind them.
Right.
They weren't prepared for any
Right,
of that.
right.
So to them, everything I was trying was a scam. Bro, I was trying to go to school. They were like, "Where?" I was like, "East Hartford." I had them on with my professor, whose organization was paying for
Right.
my Uber there and my Uber back.
Right.
So it was a whole big thing. I had to call the director of the program, the parole officer who ran the house. Everybody had to meet together with the professor to say, "Okay, you can go to school."
Wow.
And it
Just
was
to go to school to educate
that was
yourself.
just to go to school. Then, I was in the dog program before I left, and so I had started to learn how to train dogs. And one of the easiest things, most people don't know how to walk their dog.
Right.
Like the dog's pulling them all over the place. So from the halfway house, our rec was at a park. We didn't have a backyard, so we would go down the street to the park. People always walking their dogs. Well, the dog's always walking them
Right.
through the park. So I would actually stop people and just start talking to them like, "Hey, you mind if I help you with that? Like, does he always do that?" And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is all the time. You mind if I help you with
Right.
that?" And some people will give me the dog on the leash and some food in my hand, and
Right.
I'll walk their dog, and they'll be like, "Oh my goodness, can you train him?" I'm not allowed to run my own business. I can't do that.
Yeah.
That's what they told me. So then I had speaking engagements in Connecticut, lined up, paid speaking engagements. Not allowed to do W-9 employment.
See, and this is the problem. Instead of having structures that's conducive and meeting people where they're at, when they meet a strong-willed minded person who's structurally sound, they're not equipped for that either.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it takes restructuring. Because obviously, you know what I'm saying, the system that's in play is broken. Because if I can't identify and see me helping you get to where you need to be is a plus for me and the fit that society needs, you know what I'm saying, you to be coming home.
Mm-hmm.
So, stopping you, pressing you from, you know what I'm saying, doing the great things that you want to do. Now you have a bachelor's degree?
No, I didn't end up finishing college. I was in 2 different college programs. At first, I was gonna go back to college. My journey was a little like,
Right.
It wasn't scattered. It was structured,
Right.
but I jumped around a little bit. After I had left the halfway house, I was working for an organization doing higher education and prison advocacy work.
Okay.
So we were a national organization, but everybody got to work remotely from home, and we traveled all across the country. So it was pretty dope. After that, that's kind of the time where I was like, you know what, maybe I need to go back to school. And when I went and signed up, they told me that one of my vaccine records was short, and I'm like, or it was missing. I'm like, well, I went to school right down the street.
Yeah.
So you in the 80s and 90s, my vaccines are up to par
Right.
if you got all my school records. So what threw me off was they told me if I was paying out of pocket, I can go. But if I need to access federal money or any student loans, I need to have this shot. So that right there was like, why is the government so interested in me having this shot? I'm good.
Right.
So I just decided to take another path, man. You know, we pivot in life, and
Taking a shot
That's
is
what I'm
predicated on me going and educating myself.
yeah.
Wow. That's astonishing. So how's the family dynamics, wife,
Yeah, married
kids,
now.
you know what I'm saying? Like how long you been married?
I got married January 18th this year.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's beautiful,
I've
man.
been with the same woman since I've been home, and we weren't together when I was inside, but we knew each other since we were like 14.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, so We end up building a life together now. We got a 4.5-month-old baby.
Takes all your time.
That's my reset to any bad day. Like, I just come home and put him on my chest and everything's better. But at the same time, that's my, you ain't sleeping, right? Nah, he's all right. He's getting into that phase where he's sleeping more.
What type of work are you doing?
Right now, I'm in construction.
Okay.
After the advocacy work, I ended up going with the ACLU for a year. That's what we were advocating at the Capitol, lobbying. And then I ended up getting with a business partner and working in construction. I'm doing construction management and sales.
Are you currently helping people get their life back?
So, honestly, I went through this phase, right, where I just started thinking of, you know how when we were in there, everything we did had a purpose to it?
Yeah.
So it's like, I was always active. I was peer mentor for many programs. I was a hospice care volunteer. I was in Bishop's ministry.
Right.
So I always had something that I was doing that had a purpose to it. And one day I just stopped and I was like, damn, I love being in business. I
Right.
love doing what I'm doing and helping people
Right.
to restore their homes. But at the same time, like, where's that purpose?
Right. What's
So
your drive?
I ended up running into, if you remember, counselor supervisor at the time, Pierce. He was the one who was in charge of the education when it first started at McDougal. And he's the warden in NYI.
Oh, wow.
So I ended up running into him right around the corner from my office at a diner. We talked for a little bit. Excuse me. They have a young men's group in there, and that meets on Thursdays. So I've been going in there, meeting with those guys, and just
That's what's
sitting
up.
down talking with them.
That's what's up.
And one thing, I always ask them, like, what would they want me to tell our people out here? Like, what do they need? And the only thing they said they need is support. They just need people.
That's the thing. The family dynamics are so stretched, and some are just broken. But that's where we have the substitute families, the village.
Bro, one of them kids in the group, I met his pops my first day in jail. He's in the YO block with me.
See how profound that is? Like, we're meeting somebody's father through bars. Instead of going to a PE meeting or checking out in the grocery line or something like that. Oh yeah, you're such and such father. Oh, how you doing? Da, da, da. Like, tell me how his grades are. Make sure you call me if he or she is not doing well or it's a problem. Now you know that I got his number and I call him. So it forces you know what I'm saying, to straighten up. Because I got the direct line now.
Yeah, I'm at a point, like, where they said they need this support. I wanna kind of make a program out of it where it's, for lack of a better term, like a formerly incarcerated Big Brothers program.
Right.
Because the recidivism statistics,
still up.
the statistic we hate, it starts with them, man. They've already been in once.
Right.
So how do I want to link them up with us who are being successful at home to say, okay, like, this is your
This
little
can be
brother
done.
now.
Right.
And you always in contact with him, like, even if he's doing a bid,
That's big.
help guide him through his bid.
Right.
When he come home, he got somebody he can rely on that can help guide him through his transition home.
I mean, that's I like that. It's like all hands on deck approach right now. We're being pressed from all sides.
Now here's the problem: state barriers.
Yes.
If you're on paper,
You
you
can't
can't
do
be
it.
in contact with this dude
Right.
who's incarcerated. He comes home on probation. He can't be in contact with a felon. Like, these are the things that
The
are
barriers
put in place
right.
that are working against us.
Yes. And I think there's a whole lot of people that's for change, but it's more people that want the status quo because it helps their bottom line. A lot of people don't feel as though these kids deserve the opportunity to live in a rich life, and not financially. You know what I'm saying? Just exude the belief in oneself that I can achieve anything I set my mind to. But that happens when we have people, like you said, that's mentoring, and that's there through this murky thing called life. We are the ones that's been chosen to do better and be better and help people wherever they at, because we understand more so than anybody, because we've been somewhere that most people haven't. There's a lot of families time that we miss. A lot of birthdays, just point blank period.
Those are the times I appreciate now, because
Yeah.
it's like I'm always looking at those little celebrations. Like, man, I will be calling right now,
Absolutely.
and I'm just grateful I'm not.
Lou, man, I'm telling you, man, this has been a pleasure, man. Just being able to sit back and talk to you and get a heart to heart and in a little insight on the things that you're doing and highlight the achievements and strives that you're making, you know what I'm saying, in your personal life, man. And I want to give you the flowers and say, you know what I'm saying, I'm proud of you, man. You know what I'm saying?
you,
Coming
man.
home,
Likewise.
structuring your life, getting your own business up and running. And what's the name of your business?
Top rated construction.
Listen, man,
Yeah.
he's reliable. He's an honorable dude. Stand up, 10 toes down. Anything I need, I'm definitely calling on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But we must be better and do better, man. The world deserves it and it needs it, and our habitat quest, they thirst for it. Excuse me, they thirst for it, and we should be the ones quenching that thirst. So listen, man. Thank you for joining another episode of Locked Up and Locked Out.
Thank you for having me,
And
bro.
man, listen, I'm gonna call you back, bro, because you know what I'm saying. We
can do this.
we ain't finished tapping in. You know what I'm saying. We got a lot of work to do, and I look forward to having you, man. You know what I'm saying.
Love you, my
I
brother.
love you too, man. You know what I'm saying. And much love to the family.
Thank
You
you.
know what I'm saying. And thank you, man, my listening audience, my family, extended family, Locked Up and Locked Out. This is another episode, and many more to come. Thank you.